Good morning, Web Spiders. Today's Friday. It's Friday, April 12th, 2019. I'm going to start with a bucket filler because that always starts us off on the right foot. Kiera Dunn from Mrs. Comerford. Kiera is always complimenting others and being kind. She especially filled my bucket with her letter to me. So it sounds like not only was Kiera kind to students, but she's kind to Mrs. Comerford too, which is awesome. So that is so, so cool. I also have honor roll. Oh, we've got a special guest in our studio. Do you have an update on our bubbles and chalk? Whoop, 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 whoop. Yep. Mrs. Harris sent me an email, so I'm going to update bubbles and chalk in just a second. Thank you so much. Bye. Okay, so that was one of our PTO moms helping with an update. For our bubbles and chalk drive. So we'll get that in a minute. But anyway, yesterday I did not have Mrs. Bridges' honor roll in front of me, so I wanted to go ahead and read that today. Those kiddos who made all A's and B's on the report card in Mrs. Bridges' class were Levi Bruner, Grace Eaton, Julius Moore, Savia Patel, Willow Sturgill, and Carissa Tinkle. And those kiddos in Mrs. Bridges' class that had a honor roll were Natalie Brown, Olivia Graves, and AJ Wallace. And I do believe that I had one perfect attendance from Mrs. Bridges' class, Ian Croson. If there were more, when I come to your class with your backpack charms, you'll just have to tell me, and I will give you your backpack charm. So we have been having a contest to bring in sidewalk chalk and bubbles, and the contest is very close. This contest ends in less than 2 weeks. Which class will win? Well, let me give you the updates. Leading the chalk collection is Mrs. Williams, and believe it or not, they have turned in 640 pieces of chalk and 24 containers of bubbles. Whoop, whoop. In second place, actually, she's sharing the lead with Mrs. Abel's class. Not exactly sure how that works. But anyway, Mrs. Williams is sharing the lead with Mrs. Abel's class, and Mrs. Kenzie's class is currently in third place. So you've got a couple more weeks to bring in containers of sidewalk chalk or bubbles. Awesome, awesome. It's going to be some fun recess and maybe field day things. Third grade, I'm going to move on to honor roll for you all. I'm just watching my helpers in the studio who are standing still and acting like newscasters right now. Standing still, waiting patiently, and acting like newscasters, okay? Okay, I hope I don't have to ask them to leave the studio. Remember, if you're being responsible, you're doing what you're expected to do, even if someone's not reminding you. Okay. So third grade, in Mrs. McGuire's third grade class, AB honor roll goes out to Logan Jewell and Elizabeth Woods. And A honor roll goes out to Everest Eichhoff, Emma Lewis, Mackenzie Spongberg, Parker Willis, and Gus Tisdale. Perfect attendance for third grade in Mrs. McGuire's class, Parker Willis and Everest Eichhoff. And when you guys come back from specials today, I will come up and I will give you backpack charms. Honor roll in Mrs. Bingham's third grade class. AB honor roll is Bailey Browning, Marie Heldman, Carson Cox, Xavier Croson, Andrew Kuykendall, and Christopher Mercado. And A honor roll in Mrs. Bingham's class, Madison Arnold, Angelo Britton, Bryce Bullock, Riley Deckard, Ella Hamilton, Isabella Lenke, and Levi Prine. Lots of perfect attendance in Mrs. Bingham's class. Carson Cox, Xavier Croson, Riley Deckard, Zamian Golden, Jacob Harrison, and Andrew Kuykendall. Honor roll for Mrs. Pate's third grade kiddos. AB honor roll goes out to Simone Johnson, Caleb Stevens, Bryson Schmidt, Mikhail Toves. A honor roll goes out to Lucas Deathridge, and perfect attendance for Mrs. Pate's third grade class, Braylee Cologne, Chandler Hounshell, Bryson Schmidt, Tiburcio Serrano Rodriguez, whoop, whoop. And in Miss Lazelle's third grade class, AB honor roll goes out to Leona and Lucia Mummert. So I should say Leona Mummert, Lucia Mummert, Katie Sampson, Savannah Seal, and Abby Wilson. And A honor roll goes out to Nina Jesse and Noah Wilde. Awesome, awesome. That's all A's on your report card. And perfect attendance, Leona Mummert, Lucia Mummert, Abigail Wilson, Nina Jesse, and I think this might be Jade Case. It's perfect attendance in Miss Lazelle's class too. It had a different name on it, but I'm pretty sure that was my Jade from Miss Lizelle's class. Let's look at birthdays. We don't have any birthdays on the 12th, but tomorrow, Maya Gonzalez from Mrs. David's class has a birthday, so happy birthday to you. And on Sunday, Dash Cruiser from Mrs. Rector's class has a birthday, and Olivia Graves from Mrs. Bridges' class also has a birthday on Sunday. So happy birthday shout-outs. You can come to the office to get your backpack charms, and we'll celebrate your birthday a little bit early. I'm going to let you see the crowd for a minute, but I have a couple more announcements before I let them introduce themselves, but they're waiting so patiently and doing such a great job. I want to tell you about, you're going to see some posters. I don't have a poster with me. You're going to see some posters around our building that have a code right here. This code is really for your parents. There's a brand new app on your parents' phone that your parents can download called Stop It. It's not a game. It's not a fun thing. It is a way to relay information if your parents need to report something. This is really, really being used with high school students and middle school students and parents, but it's available to us too, and it's called Stop It. Stop It is intended if there is someone who has been intentionally trying to hurt or harm someone with words or with, like punching. A real definition of a bully, someone could use that code to report that incident on an app. So really, this app is for your parents' phone and for our high school, middle school students especially. But I want to make you aware of it because it's called Stop It. And I'm going to send that out in an email to our parents with that code. And that way, if they have talked to me about something and it hasn't gotten any better, they can anonymously report using that code, and we'll do another investigation, okay? But as always, talk to me, Mrs. Clendenning, talk to your teacher first, and then hopefully we can investigate and end any bad behavior without having to use the app. But the app's there to just do it anonymously, okay? It's a great thing that Franklin Schools is rolling out. So I wanted to tell you about that. You'll see some posters around the booth. Okay, let's go to our guests here in the studio. Tell us who you are. We'll start right here. What class you're from?
I'm Libby Melton from Miss Bridges' class. I'm question mark in Miss Bridges' class. I'm Alan from Mrs. Bridges' class. I'm Mrs. from Mrs. Bridges' class.
Awesome. Would you hold our flag for us? At this time, if you would stand and push your chair in, let's have a moment of silence. Okay, you guys ready for the pledge? Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Nice job. Okay. You guys have any special announcements that we need to tell kiddos at Webb about today? Our Webb Spiders?
No.
Okay, we're going to be responsible, right? We're going to make sure that we're doing what's expected of us, okay? Doing what's expected of us. Let's do our creed and have a great day. Here we go. I'm a member of the Webb family. I take pride in myself and my school. I promise to do these things every day. I will only say positive things about myself and others. I will respect and trust others. I will insist on giving my personal best. I will discuss and listen actively. I will expect and give truth and honesty. I am glad to do my part to make Webb School a place where everybody is somebody special. Make it a great day in the Webb Spiders, and make sure you are
Doing it right.
Have a great day, and thank you, helpers.